Howdy guys, Radio Magic here. I hope you're all having a fantastic morning, evening or day, whatever you're up to, wherever you are at the moment. We are back with yet another Kaladesh Remastered draft. And my god, I've been enjoying this set so much. It's just, it's been fantastic. There's been so many good archetypes. Load of the good picks. Yeah, just mumbling now, just really good stuff. But yeah, pack one, pick one. I think we got a really clear pick with Master Trinketer here. Really good with some of the colorless synergies. Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, just really solid pick. But this pack is pretty stacked. There's some really good cards here. We've got Glimmer of Genius, Gifted Aetherborn, and Aether Chaser as some of the best cards in the pack. Don't mind me a Nimble Innovator as well. Not the best of the 4-mana draw a card blue cycle, but still good. I think I preferred, I don't know what set it was, the flyer. I think it was like a 1-3 flyer or something. But yeah, I think this is going to be a Trinketer here. Noticeable to pick that there's no other good white cards in this pack, so the person to our left might not be playing white. Cards to take here. I think we could just stay on theme and take a servo exhibition. If we end up in Orzhov as well, this is going to be really good if we're able to get a charge. One of the charge effects that was just in that last pack, so we might wheel it. Dynamo Tower, amazing, but can't really make working limited. It's more of a constructed playable card. It's probably going to be the servo exhibition here. Other noticeable picks are Shielded Aether Thief, though I don't like it that much because it can't crew vehicles. Avery Mechanics, quite good, like really good synergy in some of the lists. Depends on what you're playing it in. Ice Over, yep, really good card. Not going to pass an Ice Over up, but I think we're just going to. I really like staying on color for as long as possible, so I'm willing to take a slightly weaker card here. Because I would argue Servo Exhibition's slightly weaker than Ice Over. Probably quite a bit weaker, but staying open and staying in on color has its advantages. So I don't know the best way to go from here. It could be the specialist. Being able to 2-for-1, if you get a few good enchantments and a few good artifacts, this can be really good. There's also Aether Chaser, which could be really good as well, which I think I don't mind taking. Boros has some pretty good artifact themes as well, so this would be really good with Fabricate and Improvise. Yeah, I think I like Aether Chaser here. I think it's better than the Specialist, and I don't really like the Furious Reprisal that much. Okay, what to take here? This pack has a fat lot of nothing, I think. Probably just an Aether Inspector, though I'm not really happy with it. It creates a servo for the Master Trinketer, but overall I'm not best pleased with this. We could take a Sky Skiff, actually. There's quite a few flyers around. If we're making 1/1s, it might be quite good. I really don't like the Aether Inspector. Yeah, I think I'll take a Sky Skiff. If we end up not playing white, we're probably playing white, but if we don't play red, then it'll work quite well. Still going to go in the list. So here we have an Inventor's Apprentice, which is quite good, but I think I'm just going to take a Vengeful Rebel. We've only taken one card so far in red, and there's been no more red that's come round, really. And the fact this has gone so late makes me think maybe black's open. And I think Vengeful Rebel is probably better than Aether Chaser. So, quite good. Interesting pick here. So, Cog Workers Puzzle Knot I've been pleasantly surprised with, especially at triggering a Revolt. I like Glimmer that's come back round, but I don't think we're going to go into blue for Glimmer. I kind of like just taking Inspired Charge. Like, if we end up going white with loads of Fabricate stuff, this can really pay off. Otherwise, black, there's a Subtle Strike, which can be good as well. And in white, yeah, just probably going to take the Inspired Charge here. If we end up going wide, this is going to be really good. Here, I'm not sure what to take. I think the Renegade Willsmith is better than the Glintsleeve Artisan. I'm pretty sure I know it's better. But I guess the Glintsleeve Artisan has more synergy with the Inspired Charge and the Master Trinketer. But we could lean into a more aggressive shell with Renegade Willsmith. I think I'm just going to take the playable card. We haven't seen much red coming round, so it might not be likely that we play red. Just going to take 2-drop here. Replace that Aether Chaser if nothing else comes around. Not really much here. Allied Evasion, like, I don't want to play it, and I probably won't play it. This can be good if we put artifacts into the graveyard. I found it quite difficult to put artifacts into the graveyard, but might be able to. I'm going to take a... I think I'm more likely to play this. Okay, so relatively happy with either of these, but I'm probably going to take the Infiltrator. Okay, this came back round. That makes me think that white's probably open a bit. Just going to take it for curve considerations. We're quite high on the curve at the moment, and Avery mechanic is pretty good as well. Trigger Revolt. Even a Cogwork came back round. Ooh, okay, so definitely going to nab an Aethersphere Harvester here. We really want the Impeccable Timing to come back round and the Inventor's Goggles. It depends how many Artificers we have. We have 7 Artificers already. I don't know if we're playing this. We could play it. We only have 1 black card. We're essentially in white so far. But we pretty much cut white and pretty much black last round. So hopefully the person passing to the right of us is going to be leaving white open. Some pretty good cards. This is pretty simple pick with a Fairgrounds Warden. I'm quite a fan of the Warden. Just really powerful card. I've been Subtle Striked so much that I'm probably willing to just take one, but I'm not going to take it above a Warden. Probably going to come around the Countless Gears Renegade. Don't know if we'll play a second one. Ooh, so really good pack for us here. We'd really like the Aether Poisoner. I might play a second Inspired Charge, depending on how many creatures we get. Fabricate things, but we're definitely just going to take an Augmenter here. This is exactly what this deck wants. So I really don't like playing this card. I don't know about the Countless Renegade. It depends how wide we're able to, or how often we are to trigger Revolt, and how many 2-drops we have. Because at the moment, we're looking like we're going to go pretty wide. And we've only got 1 black card. At the moment, we're in just like mono white. Okay, is this the shout to go into red? It's got to be like, we got to take the combustible Gear Hulk here. Fabrication module is really good as well. I'm normally really happy with that, but I'm not gonna pass this. And if our opponents pass this, it's likely that they might not be playing red. I'm not a massive fan of the Renegade. I don't know if we're gonna play it. Probably just gonna take another Artisan. Works via Inspired Charge. So might be just cutting the Rebel. Unless a really good black card comes up, then we're probably going to be bringing in the Aether Chaser. Can't really pass up on a combustible Gear Hulk. I'd find that very difficult to do. As it goes, though, I like the rest of our list. So, probably not playing the Refurbish. Almost certainly not playing the Refurbish. Wonder if we just take a Chandra's Pyro Helix. Could take a vehicle. Vehicle gives us a way to sort of have like semi-haste with a load of our creatures. But Pyrohelix might be quite good. With our tokens, it can allow us to do some pretty nice shenanigans. We also don't have like any removal at the moment outside of Fairgrounds Warden. So at the moment, we're making quite a few Thopters for our Master Trinketer. And I think we're just going to take another Avery Mechanic. If we can bounce our Combustible Gearhulk, our Aether Chaser, I think most of our creatures have ETBs. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. Passing up on nothing at all. So, unless a really powerful black card comes out, we're probably not playing the black. We're only on pack 2 as well. I think the Specialist is definitely something we could potentially cut. Ooh, okay, so I like just taking this now. Disappointed we didn't take the last one. Just going to take the Renegade Willsmith. Not too much of a difficult decision there. I don't think we have enough artifacts. Maybe we have enough artifacts to make the Fireweaver good. If we've got loads of Fabricate, then the Fireweaver is going to ping for tons of damage. But I'll put it in the maybe pile at the moment. If we have tons of Fabricate, it might be good. And I think I am going to take second Inspired Charge. Okay, so going into pack 3, we almost have like a playable deck as it is. So we're going to be looking really to make cuts. We could really do some more removal, I think. And maybe more like Servo Exhibitions if they come round. Obviously quite a narrow card. Oh, okay. I don't think we can take Demon of Dark Schemes, and it doesn't really work with what we're doing. I played it in another list on the channel, and you really do want some synergy with it. So this is quite good. But I think we're just going to take, with double Inspired Charge, I think we're just going to take Servo Exhibition. We are ultimately going to fold to board wipes, but I think we're going to have to sort of take our place there. Might be happy with a Hawk. We might play Hawk. Maybe not. This vehicle is definitely going to disappear. We'd play this vehicle, but I think Servo Exhibition is just going to work out a bit better for us. Mainly because of the Inspired Charge. We said we wanted to removal, and our prayers have been answered. So this is probably going to be the list. This could be the list. We don't really have any enchantments that we'd want to get back, so I don't really think we're playing the Specialist, since the Revoked Privileges isn't really a card we're going to get back very often. I think I like Eagle. Could go with another Artisan, but I think we have tons of 2-drops and they're all making stuff. I think we want and we have quite a few 3-drops. We just want another way to like pump our team. I think we're going to take another Eagle and cut an Inspired Charge, since the Eagle. Oh wait, no. Why are we doing that? Why are we not just taking Chief of the Foundry? Yeah, with the amount of Fabricate we have, Chief of the Foundry is going to work out quite well. So there was me saying this vehicle won't come back round, but here it is. So we definitely have to start making cuts now. And I don't know which cuts we're making first. I don't think we need 3rd Inspired Charge. I think we only need sort of 2 Inspired Charge effects. Wow. Yeah, I think we're going to take 3rd Servo Exhibition. And I think the Fire Weavers are going to be justified in this list. I'm going to, I think, struggle to make cuts. I think we might be cutting the Chandra's Pyro Helix, I'm not sure. I think we have our plan, and our plan is to fabricate a lot. Maybe we can cut one of these as well. Are we going to play a Mastodon, realistically? Probably not, but I don't think we're playing Hawk. I can see this being very good. My God, my God. Wow, we're in the right colours. I think we're gonna have to make some real harsh cuts though. Whew, that ended up okay. So essentially, I think our game plan is to just go wide. We have 3 pump effects, 2 Fire Weavers. I wonder if 2 Fire Weavers might be overkill actually. But how many? We're essentially mono white. We could play a mono white list, but combustible hit gear Hulk. Yeah, not gonna say no to that. The only thing I'm thinking, do we want to cut a card for the other Reckless Fireweaver? We're making so many tokens that we could just burn our opponent out. It could be very possible that we burn our opponent out. No, I think we're gonna keep it like this. So Boros fabricate. Pretty much all of our stuff either fabricates or cares about stuff being fabricated. Cog Workers, Puzzle Box. Does that have that much synergy in the list? I guess it works with Reckless Fireweaver quite well. I really wonder if we're making a mistake not playing the extra Fireweaver. I guess we shall find out. And we are very heavily white. I think we might go 10-7. Just double checking now. Yeah, I think this is fine. Like I said, the only consideration that I'm thinking of is the extra Fireweaver, but I wonder if 2 will just be overkill and that actually the deck is just very synergistic as it is. We picked up the second Inspired Charge and I would possibly play it, but because we picked up 2 Eagles, I think we're just going to leave it at that. But yeah, let's jump into a few games and see how we get on. Okay, we get to go first, and yeah, this hand looks really keepable. Gonna start with this Fireweaver, since it's unlikely that the servo tokens will be able to get in anyway. If we draw a 2-drop next turn, we'll probably just go with Glint Sleeve Artisan. Oh, our opponent's just gonna answer it straight away. Really scared of the Fireweaver. I'm kind of glad that our opponent did answer that. Definitely one of the weaker threats. I guess the damage will stack up eventually. Just in case our opponent has more removal. So I still think we're going to, though we can't attack, we're still going to make the servos. Because unless our opponent has a board wipe, we should be good. We get to Servo Exhibition next turn and then Combustible Gearhulk. If we top deck a land. So Combustible Gearhulk incoming next turn. We have a very clear plan though. So our opponent probably just mills free here. But a 6/6 first strike is pretty good. They probably just take the damage, let us mill the free cards. Since it's unlikely it's going to cost a lot. Yeah, I only took 3 damage. But they now have a 6/6 to contest with. Hopefully they can't answer this. No double black for the 4-drop removal spell. So if our opponent has an answer, they have an answer. So let's get in there. They're just going to be on chump block mode. So really need to draw something. Ping off 2 creatures. Another one. Ho 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 ho! Opponent's removal is matching up very well against our board. So best draw is probably Owl. Owl or maybe Inspired Charge. Oh, opponent's removal stacked up very well. Yeah, we'll trade for this 3/1 token. Does it get trample as well? It does not get trample. So we're going to play around our opponent's removal again. We can't block the Ether Chaser, but I think we're fine with that. Opponent's removal has matched up very nicely against our creatures. Opponent's getting very aggressive. I think they just think they can't beat the Gearhulk. Maybe they can beat the Gearhulk. And we're going to flood to our death now. I guess we are chump blocking. Since we didn't attack. Maybe it was better to get in the 2 and take 3 more damage there. Our opponents had quite the... there you go, that was the reason to not attack. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're not just dead. So that was the reason we shouldn't have blocked there. We'd be on 5 right now. So if we gain 3 life from the Aethersphere Harvester, I don't think we can still survive. So we can attack him for 3, go to 4, and then we can block one of them and still take lethal. That's unfortunate. I think it was like double Chandra's Pyro Helix to wipe off our board. We just couldn't find a pump effect in time. Okay, we get to go first, and yeah, this hand looks like a keep. I don't know if it's worth waiting on the servo exhibitions. It might be, since this is going to get pumped an insane amount. We'll see what we draw. Yeah, we'll wait. So punished a little bit for waiting, because we'll be hitting them for 2 right now. But I guess we're going to get to pump the gremlins. So our opponent needs to answer this gremlins here. I think we just want to remove that and attack for 2. Otherwise it's going to be pumped by... How much are we going to pump it by? Opponent missed land drop as well. So it's going to be a 10 power creature. So opponent's going to take 5. I guess next turn they're going to have an answer to it anyway, aren't they? So opponent can soak up 5 damage here. Or they could hedge their bets that we wouldn't have it again next turn. Opponent missing land drops, and we don't want to draw any more lands. Puzzle not. So I think we're just going to attack and play Glint-Sleeve Artisan here. We lose 1 token. Since they crew. And since our opponent's not hitting land drops, we're just going to go for broke here. And hope to go around them. Nice. Oh, nice. We're just going to full swing. If our opponent wants to take 5 and trade off their free tokens, I think we're okay with that. They're going to trade 4 free tokens. I think that's the smarter choice. And they left 1 so they can crew. Presumably they have a play here. Fortunately we're flooding. So if we attack here, our opponent trades the Monitor for the Artisan, and they get to eat 1 token and deal 2 to them. Then we have to hold back. Maybe we want to cut a land from the list. I hate getting mana screwed, but this sort of situation is very unfortunate. We don't really have any mana sinks, and Combustible Gearhulk is the top of our curve. I think we're going to drop a land after this. That's not going to make our life any better. You could argue that opponent should start attacking now. Oh my god. We've just drawn so many lands in a row. I think the only cards we've drawn is a Glint-Sleeve Artisan and a Servo Exhibition. The rest of the cards we had in our hand. I don't know what turn we're on. But yeah, our situation's not getting very good now that they have the Aerial Responder. Still, I think our plan is to draw an Inspired Charge. This is very annoying. It's all sort of going downhill now. Yeah, I think they crew here. Wow. We can't attack. Like, we're not really in a position to attack. And I think it might be too late now for the Inspired Charge. Opponent's going to go to 15, 18 when they block on the way back. We've just completely flooded. Very difficult to play around drawing this many lands. Okay, we are on the draw, and I have dropped a land. I dropped a Plains for an extra Inspired Charge. So hopefully this works out okay. Looks like it might. We're going to go Fireweaver. Try and get some ping here. Into Glintsleeve Artisan. Hopefully into double... I think we'll attack here. Into double Servo Exhibition. And then just Inspired Charge for the win, I guess. Double Inspired Charge. I think we're just going to go for that next turn. Yep, and we're just going to attack next turn and Inspired Charge. And then probably just do the same again the turn after. This is exactly how we drew it up. Turn 2 Fireweaver into free drop. Obviously the Trinketeer I think would be better, but beggars can't be choosers. Lifecrafters Beastery. So we're going to hope our opponent doesn't have time to use that. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. If our opponent has a counter spell, then we have the second one for next turn. Ooh, that was a bit better than last game. Okay, so our opponent is going first, and this hand is okay. Good enough to keep, I think. White source is good. We kind of don't want to draw any more lands now. We have dropped a land, so hopefully that will factor in. Just going to go turn 2, turn 3, and then probably crack and crew. So hopefully we can outrace this fretwork. So we're going to play this, and then next turn go Chief of the Foundry. And then if we draw land, we'll just go into Eagle. And take 4. And hopefully smack our opponent back for quite a bit. So it's likely our opponent has some form of counterspell here, but I think we just have to go for it. Yeah, so we'll crew. We'll attack for 7. Opponent might have a removal spell here. Aether Meltdown. Not as bad as I expected, but still a little bit annoying. We're still going to get the trigger for the draw. We're taking 5 here. Okay, so opponent's going to be taking a turn off to draw a few cards. That was quite a nice draw. Probably should have attacked first. The best thing about this is if our opponent answers the Fairground Warden, we're still in a pretty good position. Since it returns with 0 counters. So opponent can soak, okay, they could soak 2 damage the other way. Unless they're scared of like land Chandra's Pyrohelix, I guess. Okay, so we'll see what our opponent's got, but next turn's probably just Eagle and then into charge. Let's see what our opponent's got. And then next turn we're just going to Inspire Charge, hopefully for the win. I'm just going to scry. So I think that's just lethal. If our opponent has a counter spell, then I guess we're not dead. Let's let our opponent block first. Fortunately, we don't have an extra white. So opponent's got to do something this turn, since we have another Inspired Charge and a Trinketer. They're going to draw a load of cards. Yep, so that should be lethal. We can also, I think, no, that's not lethal. Just Inspired Charge. Yeah. I don't think our opponent can afford to block the Fairgrounds Warden at this point. Since if the Fretwork Colony comes back, our opponent's going to die to its own ping. But yeah, maybe removing a land was the secret. Okay, so we are going first this time for a change. We're going to keep... Probably can't afford to play the Servo first, so we're going to play the Fireweaver and then go into Servo. This is a hand that's, I think, is fine with more lands. It's fine not with lands. Playables. I think we want a few lands, but we can do without. Could have attacked there to see if our opponent would have blocked. Might just attack here. Might just play Fairgrounds Warden to try and get in damage, since we have the second removal spell. And if we draw land, we have Eagle next turn. Ooh. So Aethersphere Harvester. Yeah, and we could have provoked Privilege and got in that way. Our opponent could very easily have a Fragmatize, so let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Looks like they might not, though. So I think we want to crew. I guess we can crew with the Eagle, but we wouldn't be attacking with the Fairground Warden anyway, but I guess we'd have it on blocks. So let's go full control. Then maybe we would have just preferred Eagle on block. I guess we can only really attack with the Aethersphere Harvester. I mean, I guess we could attack with our servos in that. Since if our opponent wants to, we'll trade the Augmenter for them. And we're trying to get through damage. Yeah, I think we're happy to trade these off. I guess we're just trading for servo. Maybe that wasn't a great attack. Ugh! That probably wasn't that great. I guess we got some good attacks next turn. We have Eagle and Aethersphere Harvester, so if our opponent decides to tap down and does not put a flyer in the air, then we have lethal. Oh, this card. Okay, how are we doing this? So if we attack with all, our opponent can block 2 creatures. They block here and here. They take 3, gain 3. It's just not really enough. They don't have any energy actually for the lifelink, so if we attack with everything, they can block 2 things and take 3 and fall to 3. So if we can put, I guess they'll block beforehand, won't they? Let's go. Let's just get the Fabricate creature out. If our opponent can gain energy, then we're in a little bit of a tough spot. I'm gonna keep doing the Fabricates, creating servos, since we could draw another pump effect. We have 3 more in the list. See what our opponent's got. Taking that Aethersphere Harvester away was really rather unfortunate. Ooh, okay. This is unfortunate as well. So our opponent gets to make 2 more tokens. Just making our Inspired Charge all that much worse when we draw it. Okay, so opponent's getting... Oh, yeah, I was going to say. That seems rather risky. I think we're just going to aim to attack next turn. They're going to crew in response. And I'm aiming for the flyer. So our opponent's got this draw. Peacock's just another blocker. We're just trying to go around them at this point. Any land gives us Gear Hulk. And I think our opponent has to... Oof. Just gotta keep going wide, I think. So how are we looking if we attack next turn? Since the vehicle's not an actual blocker. So if we attack with everyone, our opponent has 4 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're taking 6. So we'll see what they got in hand first. Combustible Gear Hulk. If they have a counter spell, then it's GG. And they have to, I think, let us draw the 3 cards. So we'll get the information first. If they don't let us draw the 3 cards, then I think we've won there. Yep, they're gonna let us draw. So I think we swing with everyone. So opponent can crew, block 4 things. They block our 4 creatures and get their own creature back and take 6. Yep. Whew. Okay, our opponent is going first, and we need 1 land. I think we're going to keep this. It's pretty unfortunate having double Inspired Charge in hand, but we have Aethersphere Harvester and Fairgrounds Wardens for interaction. And the Cogworks Puzzle Knot has helped the hand quite a bit. As long as we draw a land at some point. We're in the next 2 free draws. There we go. Hopefully our opponent can't answer the Aethersphere. I wonder if we just want to mitigate damage. I don't think so. We could just play the Fairgrounds Warden. But if our opponent doesn't have any good blocks here, then Renegade Willsmith to crew the Aethersphere Harvester is going to be quite good. Just make something unblockable. Or make something not be able to block. If our opponent plays something big out, we can just play Fairgrounds Warden. Hovering over that Aethersphere. Yep, I'm not going to let them combine that with a 3 damage burn spell. Just going to take 2. So I find it very likely that our opponent has something here. I mean, we can't live our life in fear. We must attack. And we shall pay the energy now. We don't know if we'll get to in the future. See what our opponent does with their mana though. They have 4 mana here. Maybe we see like a Glimmer. So our opponent did nothing with their 4 mana. That makes me feel kind of good. Yeah, I'll take a Scry. Land. Yeah, we'll take land. Opponent's probably attacking for 4 here. We'll see what our opponent has, but we're gonna maybe Inspired Charge. So go to blocks. We'll pay the energy. Sort of just mitigating this gremlin attack. So do we want to inspire charge? We're dealing 6 at the moment. We'd do an additional 4, so we'd deal 10. Yeah, I think so, since we have 2. And the lifelink is the most relevant bit here. If we do it next turn, we don't have the lifelink available. So this is going to be really good if our opponent has a lot of time. But Aposphere Harvester is putting in the work here. Okay, do we just have lethal? 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we can't inspire charge. So if our opponent can't find an answer to the Aposphere Harvester next turn, then we're golden. If they can, and they don't leave up all of their blockers, then they're also dead to the Inspired Charge. Whew. Let's go on to the next game. This hand looks like a mulligan. This hand does not look much better, but it is probably a keep. I'm going to put the Combustible Gear Hulk on the bottom, though it feels bad in case we flood. But we've dropped a land, so it's unlikely. We have no way to shuffle the list as well, so Combustible Gear Hulk is out of this game. So any land gives us G for the Foundry. No opponent. Oh, fortunately we found land. No! So opponent has killed all of our threats so far. It's a good way to kill someone on the mulligan. So I'd love to find a white land off the top. I think we have to play the most effective way possible. And try and get some extra damage. Hopefully our opponent doesn't leave up any blockers. And again, we would love to top deck a white land. Plains. So it's definitely going to be a race, but the Aposphere Harvester is hopefully going to pull its weight here. Plains is really nice, so we get to Servo Exhibition. And then we're just going to activate this now to get an extra trigger. It also sets up for Chief of the Foundry next turn. Crew 1. Shall pay the energy. Opponent probably blocks here. Also means they can't force our creatures to block next turn, and they're still taking 9. We can answer our opponent's next threat, and if they don't leave up blockers, then the Chief of the Foundry is going to deal some whopping damage next turn. Ooh, okay. So take in 3, 6, 7, 8, and then we'll take an 8 again, so that's 16. 17, 18 with the servo and the ping from the fine art, so we're not just dead. I think we have to get rid of this. So we can hit our opponent for 4 here, and then I guess four's the right amount, since Chief of the Foundry next turn is then lethal. If our opponent doesn't have a removal spell for the Aethersphere Harvester or the Chief of the Foundry, or a blocker. No! I guess this isn't that bad if they just sack here. Okay, so this should be lethal. I mean, there weren't many other ways that we had lethal. But we set it up, we drew it up, and that's how it went down. Whew, that was a cheeky win there. Okay, opponent is going first, but I think we have to keep this since we have 3 playable cards and we have lands. That's pretty good. So I'm not sure what we go with next turn. It might be the Daredevil Dragster. It depends what our opponent's got. Yeah, probably so. I'd rather save the Trinketeer for later on. Unfortunately, it does not have haste. Do we want to attack here? No, I don't think so. We'd rather leave it up to block. Our opponent's in Gruul, so probably going to be fast. Tiger counts as fast. So opponent's going to be attacking for 6. We can also attack for 6. Yeah, I think that's the play. We're gonna make Tiger unable to block. Okay, so opponent plans on getting aggressive as well. If you may have your opponent draw 3 cards, I'm going to decline. Oh, we only took 2 damage. Our opponent has a 6/6 first strike though, so yeah. So we're not by any means in the clear. So we can crew with the Renegade Willsmith. I guess we could attack with the Renegade. We'll crew. Make the combustible unblockable. And then we'll go from there. We'll see if we top deck any removal. Nope, 2 lands. Probably just want to put out 2 creatures. See what our opponent does here. We're attacking for 12. Oh, this Tusker always coming in clutch. So could be taking 7. So if we block like this, we can't block the tiger anyway, so we're taking 7. We are in a pretty bad situation. Yeah, I think land kills us. So if we stay back and block, I guess our opponent doesn't have the energy to pay for the tiger anymore. It naturally has trample. So our opponent attacks of everyone. We can block. If we attack with everyone, does our opponent definitely block? If they can't block with the Tusker, we get to make a token with the gremlins as well. They probably just block, don't they? I guess we put our faith. Let's see if our opponent sees the inspired charge coming. Just hoping that our opponent blocks in a way that allows us to get through this damage since we're not surviving on the way back. What? Opponent chose not to block? No! Dying to prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Yep, good game, opponent. Oh, okay. So we ended up going 0-2, which was really dreadful, and we dropped 1 land and added an inspiring charge in. And yeah, we ended up going 5 wins back to back, I think. We did okay in the end. It was a heroes making. We were very close to pulling it round. But how do we do overall? So, interesting choices. We basically had a mono white list with the stuff in the sideboard. We could have brought in a Fragmatize. We had some 2-drops. We were actually making some pretty, I don't know if unfavourable cuts. The second Reckless Fireweaver could have been a shout as well. Unsure. The Combustible Gearhulk, while really powerful, was a bit high up the curve. The Inspired Charge worked really well in pretty much most games we drew it. It was winning us the game a lot of the time. I definitely think if you have a load of Glint-Sleeve Artisans, we had loads of Servo Exhibitions, more than I've ever seen in a draft go round at once. Fairground Wardens, the Trinketer was our pick one, and yeah, we didn't really see it go off. If we'd have drawn it late game, I'm sure it would have been like outstanding. The Daredevil Dragster. What do I think of this card? I think it's good. Like, I know I'm sort of avoiding making a strong verdict there. I think it's like situational. If you're going to be really aggressive with it, then it's good. It's like going to force your opponent to trade off. But a lot of the time, your opponent, or the way I found it, I've played it in another draft before. Your opponent tends to find that they don't want to block it because they'll just take the damage. It'll be done next turn. But it does translate into 2 cards, which is fairly big deal, and it's dealt between 0 and 8 damage. or it's removed multiple creatures. So really good. Eagle was good in the games we drew it. I assume it would have been good in any games we drew it. The Renegade Will Smith, we know this is an outstanding card. It works really well with like crewing. Chief of the Foundry, a card we almost missed in the draft. For some reason I didn't check for it, but yeah, outstanding again with the amount of servos we had. We didn't really draw it that much, unfortunately. This and the Trinketeer basically never came up, which is unfortunate. Aethersphere Harvester, in every game we drew it, did absolute double time work. So yeah, this is an outstanding bomb. But yeah, that was the list. Note to self though, don't run 17 lands in a list like this, since the top of your curve is 2 eagles essentially. Combustible Gear Hulks just up there in case you flood, but you're essentially 4 drops and below. It's a 16 land deck. You could even, I'd imagine, drop to a 15 lands, but you definitely want to make sure you hit your land drops, so 16 sounds about right. I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Again, we didn't get to a 7 wins, but do you know what I say? Like, a draft a day keeps the doctor away, so this is our draft. Regardless of how we do, we post them up anyway, and sometimes we're going to do good, sometimes we're not going to do good. I think it's important to post up drafts, not just the 7 wins. Same with Constructed as well. Don't just post all the wins. I think it's accurate to see how these archetypes, how these cards are interacting, whether you do particularly well with them or you don't. And it means if you are keeping up with drafts on the channel, you never know like how well the list is going to do. So it's gives to that element of surprise when you come round to a result. But if you guys did enjoy the video or enjoyed the commentary at all, please drop the video a like and subscribe if you can be asked. If you can't, don't worry about it. And drop me a comment down below. What did I do wrong? What plays did I make incorrectly? Was there any picks that I should have made instead of some of the ones I made here? Or should we have been in different colours? Like, completely possible that we should not have been in Boros. Black was open at one point. Gear Hulk turned us back, but we could have stayed in black, and Orzhov might have been a better colour combination to go into. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and until next time guys, stay safe.